That process starts in the launcher integration building. The main cryogenic stage goes up first. The two solid strap-on boosters are next. These are the only parts of the launch vehicle manufactured here in French Guiana. These boosters, filled with solid fuel, stand 31 meters tall and will provide Ariane 5 with 90% of her thrust at liftoff. When these are fitted, the upper stage is added on top of the main stage. Ariane 5 is nearly complete. Only the satellites have yet to be added. For these operations, Ariane must move to another point on the space base, the final assembly building. The journey, just over 1 kilometer, takes most of the day. The satellites arrived by air several weeks earlier. They make the trip in an Antonov aircraft, one of the world's largest. They too go by road to the space base, where work begins in its specially dedicated satellite preparation facilities. This work is carried out in 2 parts. First, the satellite is weighed and its electrical systems monitored carefully to make sure all is in order. Ariane 5 carries heavy payloads and needs large buildings for these satellites. Next, the satellites must be filled with propellant that will ensure them long life in space. For this, they're moved to another part of the building. This wing is just 300 meters away, a time saver in the launch campaign, and a great boon to customers. Filling takes 1 week. When this is completed, the satellites can join the launcher in the final assembly building for the remaining operations. The satellites make this trip too in special containers. The upper satellite, which will be separated first, is mated onto a structure called Silda, an adapter which allows Ariane 5 to launch 2 passengers. Ariane 5 is the only commercial launcher today that can do this. The Silda, or structures like it, have been used over 100 times in the Ariane program. The fairing then covers this first satellite. It will protect both satellites before and during liftoff and in the first part of the mission. The second satellite, the lower one, which will be separated last, makes its way to the final assembly building. It, however, is mated directly on top of the Ariane 5. All that's left is for the upper satellite, covered by the fairing, to be hoisted atop this nearly completed Ariane. The fully assembled launcher can now make its next to last journey to the launch pad. We are 1 day before launch. A special truck pulls Ariane on a rail track at about 3 kilometers an hour. It takes about 1 hour to make the trip. Final countdown has begun. At another part of launch base, the launch operations team is already in action. These 150 men and women monitor every operation in the countdown leading to liftoff. Concentration is high. The teams are focused. These are Europe's top technicians. 13 kilometers away at Jupiter Mission Control, another group of experts is monitoring the final countdown, including Arianespace's top management. This is the nerve center of the space base. 10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage Vulcain.
At liftoff, it all comes together. The combined push of the lower stage and the boosters, 780 tons, lift Ariane into the sky on the first part of her final voyage. Ariane space teams continue to follow the launcher's trajectory. When the boosters burn out, an order from the onboard computers separates them from the vehicle. A similar operation occurs moments later for the fairing. The upper satellite, now exposed, awaits its separation. This will happen in about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, the lower stage has burned out all its fuel and is jettisoned in its turn. When the upper stage is ignited, Ariane is on the last leg of her journey. All that's left is the vehicle equipment bay and the 2 satellites. Back on Earth, Mission Control continues to watch the launcher's progress. When the upper stage is burned out, a series of in-space maneuvers can begin to point each satellite in the direction it will need to find its final orbit. Ariane is flying without fuel now. When she's in place, Ariane separates the first satellite. Moments later, the cylinder carrying structure is released, revealing the lower passenger. Finally, it too is separated. 2 new satellites begin their lives in space, thanks to another successful Ariane mission.